Welcome back, dear viewers who have been joined here in the studios of Hala Kuwait with our special guest, Dr. Gustavo Marcadis, a veterinarian, as well as Dr. Eliani Gamonal, veterinarian. So, hello and welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us on the studios of Hala Kuwait.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the
You're most
invitation.
welcome. So, could you please tell us, how did you become a veterinarian? What was the journey? What was the purpose? And why did you choose this specific field of medicine?
Okay, so I think that everybody, when is small and they love animals, you dream with to be a vet, no? You think that you can help them, take care of them, and then when you become bigger and you need to choose which kind of field you need to do, you find the medicine very interesting, and you find that in this way you can help animals, and you go through. Then at the end, this is a choice of life even, no? Because it's a vocation that you need to work hard for to get into, but once you're there, it's a way of life.
Yes, of course, this is very true, especially when you pick up a field that really you love. So you become very good at it, and especially when it's taking care of animals and pets, that's a very nice job, and it's specifically working with animals. I mean, that must have been a lot of fun.
yeah, it's a lot of fun, but everything has two sides also. Okay?
Yes,
so
of course.
It's very fun, it's very grateful, and has also more things.
Of course, you had a lot of challenges during your work, line of work, of course.
Yeah,
Yes,
you can
yes,
say
of
it.
course.
Yes, and of course, what aspects of importance of veterinary medicine is to society as well as to our health?
Well, veterinary medicine has very several fields, no? Veterinaries are in different ways that helps the society, and we work in the we work about food, you know, in processing, in places for meat or places that produce cheese. Also, we produce the food for humans. In our specific fields, the importance with the society is the health of pets, no?
Yes.
In the end, right now, pets are really important, are part of the family, no?
Of course.
Day by day, we can see how our customers love more and more and the pets.
And they have this huge connection with it.
Yeah. Even it's a very strong feeling connection, no?
Yes, of course.
In specific our fields that work with pets, the importance with the society is healthy pets are healthy families, no? In the end. Yes,
of course, and keeping our pets healthy, that's very important, because as we know, all pets are very important, and especially the ones in the street, we really need to watch out and take care of them.
Yes,
give them water whenever we can, also food, that's very important.
Yeah.
Of course. And what aspects of veterinary medicine do you think is most challenges? Because we just mentioned that it's a lot of fun, but of course you've had your challenging along the way.
The veterinary medicine luckily is going ahead with the human medicine as well, and we have every time more tools to get into the problems of the pets so we can solve it. And the most challenging in the work itself is that our pets, our patients, they don't speak. They speak by the owner. And sometimes this could be very challenging when you need to find out the problem and they cannot tell you what is really the problem. This is the first part when you have in front of the patient, and then the second part that is challenging is to get into the solution, no? To get the problem and get into the solution with all the tools that you can have at your reach.
Of course, it is very hard to know, because even when with a human patient, you can know like the symptoms. You tell them like, does it feel painful here or not? And with pets, it's kind of really hard to know, because usually the owners, they're the one who would notice like their pets are feeling a little bit down, or they're having a little bit of problem with their appetite. So it's very challenging.
It's like a newborn. It's the most similar to our field could be the pediatricians. You know, when they work with newborns or with until 2-3 years old, that the child can express what is feeling, what's the problem.
Yes, and speaking of that, we actually wonder, like a lot of new pet owners, they usually have new puppies or new kittens, and at a very young age, it's very hard to take care of them. So what do we really need to know in order to take care of them in a good way?
Yeah, of course, all the time our first advice is taking the puppy or the kitten to a vet, okay?
Yes.
He will starting to give him some advice, no? The first things, of course, is from where we become this puppy, okay? Try to find the right place to buy or to get the right pet. No, the second one is about the right pet is if the best pet for you could be a cat or maybe it's a dog.
Yes.
If it's a long hair or short hair or maybe an active puppy or a breed that can be more, you know, sleepy. We have several kind of breeds and this species, no?
Yes.
We starting all the time, of course, with a general checkup. Okay, in this general checkup, we can run also some tests like stool tests or blood tests. Okay, to know the medical status of this patient. No.
Yes.
We starting with also a basic medication like deworming or medication for fleas and ticks.
Of course.
To as I told you, the medical status, and of course the vaccination plan is really important. The vaccination plan.
Of course, vaccination is very important, as you mentioned. So, doctor, could you please tell us why is vaccination very important? Because we know that we really need to vaccinate our pet as soon as we take them in, and sometimes they need vaccination every once in a while. So, why is it important?
We have in the newborns, the same as in the puppies, the same as the newborn as kids, the immune system is not fully developed, and they cannot affront the viral diseases. The viral diseases is a threat when they are small.
Yes.
And that's why it's very important to give them vaccinations as soon as we get them and they are ready, because the age and the general condition is allow it to do it, because the most dangerous diseases when they have this age is the viral diseases, and the viral diseases can be prevented with the vaccinations.
Yes, of course.
So to do the vaccination is not only to give an injection. To do the vaccination is to prepare the puppy to be healthy, to be ready to affront the diseases by itself. And that's why it's very important that these diseases can be prevented through the vaccination. They are exposed, but they are vaccinated. They will be, now we have with the corona situation something similar, no? It's something to help to be ready their own body to affront the diseases.
Of course. And doctor, speaking of viral diseases, what are the viral diseases that we need to know, and how can we prevent them?
Well, here in Kuwait, of course, our favorite pets are cats, no? We have more cats.
And a lot of dogs as well.
Yeah, well, and now I think the dogs are it's the new fashion, you know? But even the 70 to 75% of our consultants are cats, no? In cats, I think the most important virus disease is the panleukopenia virus. It's the most common disease here in Kuwait.
And what is that exactly, doctor?
This is a gastrointestinal virus, okay, that's used to affecting kittens, okay? And most of the time, you know, due to the immune condition of the kittens, no?
Yes.
We can prevent this disease with the right vaccination. Of course, feeding our kitten in the right way and keeping in the right places, you know. In the case of the dogs, the parvovirus is a really common disease also.
Yes.
In some season, it's a gastrointestinal disease. The distemper virus disease also is very common. In the case of the dogs, it's a neurological disease. And how to prevent? Well, now, as Dr. Eliane says, we learn a lot about virus disease. No, now everybody has information regarding vaccines. Everybody has information regarding how to prevent some disease. No,
yes.
Wash your hand.
Wear masks. Social distancing. Yes.
In the case of our pets, it's more or less the same. No, avoid to taking out if your maybe for the sidewalk or a park, or put with other dogs if your dogs or your cat has not the right vaccination plan. No, even
Yes.
for example, if you have a kitten and your kitten has not the right vaccination plan, avoid to take into the grooming place, for example.
So
no?
avoid any kind of viral diseases
Or-
as
or
well as
exactly contact direct
yes.
or indirect with another pet.
yes, that is very important to watch out from,
Yes.
of course, and we really need to vaccinate our pets as well. So, Dr. Eliani, we mentioned a lot of viruses, and one of the viruses is pravovirus. So this virus is usually with dogs. Could you tell us more about this virus?
This is a viral disease that is the puppies get in contact through places that are not clean because it's eliminated through the feces, the stools. And the problem is that it can take several days to show up the clinical signs. So sometimes, as we were talking before, that Gustavo said, depending where you got the puppy, sometimes you can get the puppy in a good condition and after a few days he became sick.
Yes.
Okay, the most common is this parvovirus, and it's very aggressive in puppies that are not vaccinated, can cause also even death. Okay, and the owners cannot know if the puppy is being infected or not unless on the first clinical signs, or even without clinical signs, they can go to pass by to do a consultation on the vet, and we can detect it very soon doing an examine on a test, like a kind of PCR, in the feces. The rate of mortality is very high if the puppies are not vaccinated. And this is very sad because sometimes, you know, the people can get a puppy thinking that they are good, and then after maybe even 1 week, when the puppy gets sick, it has this virus and they don't know where it came from. Maybe it's coming from the very first day that they took him, or if they didn't do a good prevention, keep it at safe at home, as Gustavo said, it can take it in any place because it's very resistant in the environment, and is very aggressive. It's easy to get contagious with another puppy.
Of course. And doctor, what is the treatment for this kind of virus?
The problem we face in a lot of the viral diseases is the problem that is being faced now also. Now everybody knows more about corona. There is no exact and proper medicine only for this virus.
Yes.
The treatment is based on clinical signs and try to keep the pet in a good condition and alive until his own body reaches to do the immunity fight against the virus. That's why it's very sad, and that's why we are very sad when we see these cases, because sometimes, you know, that hopefully they make it, but sometimes you lose patience for these diseases because there is still not an exactly proper treatment for them.
Yes.
The prevention is the best treatment.
Of course, and hopefully our dear viewers who are watching at home will learn more about this virus, and hopefully they get their pets vaccinated. That is very important. Take care of our pets, because of course they are a family member.
Yeah, prevention is the best way for medicine, you know.
Yes, of course. And doctor, we also know that sometimes pets, they can bring some diseases back home to their owners. So what are these diseases and how can we prevent them, and can you tell us more about these situations?
Well, here I think the most common disease that we can catch from our pet could be fungus or ringworm from our cat, you know?
Yes.
It's a very common disease in cats, and we can catch it, but I mean, the good thing about this is that nobody will die for a fungus infection.
Yes,
no?
that's true.
It's something relatively simple to be treated. Of course, fleas and ticks, okay? In the case of fleas and ticks, we are speaking about when you take maybe a dog or a puppy or a kitten from the street, you know?
Yes, you have to get them checked up, of course.
Exactly. This is why it's really important in the first days, even if it's possible immediately, taking to a veterinary place, no?
Of course.
We can help, you know, giving maybe the right shower or the right medication to avoid to catch an infection from the new pet. Could be the fungus, and also it's very rare some gastrointestinal parasite, you know? And here in Kuwait it's very, very rare. In other places like South America or Europe, I mean, this will depend also the latitude of the earth.
Of course, it depends also on the weather as well, because that's a very huge factor.
Pets from families or from nice pet shops used to come in good condition,
Yes.
in really good condition. Of course, this is other our advice. No, we need to check and double check the pet before to take it home. No.
Yes.
And also, if you have more pets at home, try to keep it like in a quarantine. You know, take
Yes.
him to the vet, and after a week or a couple of weeks, you can start to introduce with your pets at home.
Of course, that way you can prevent any kind of diseases
Yes.
from spreading. That's
Yes.
very important. Also, doctor, we also know that it is very important to neuter our pets. So why is that important?
You have the females and males. No?
Yes.
In the case of the females, it's proven there is a lot of research done years ago that you can prevent a lot of diseases related with the reproductive system in long way. Something that you don't see very close in 1 year or 2 years, but when they get older, there
Yes.
is issues related with the ovaries, the uterus, and also with the breast cancer that can be prevented if you do the spaying at young age. In the
Yes.
case of the males, also diseases related with the reproductive system can be prevented, as prostatic cancer. But in the case of our pets that we keep at home, also you have a factor that is the behavior. Okay, the reproductive behavior could be sometimes a little bit disturbing to the owners.
Yes.
You know, especially in the case of the males, they can urinate in some places. They can try to do, you know, some kind of sexual acts, and this is also for the owner could be embarrassing or could be like a little bit disturbing. It's a
Yes.
normal animal behavior, but it's also a frustration for the pet. If he's not used for reproduce every time that he's ready, it's also a
Could
way
affect
to
him in a very negative way.
to keep them, you know, forget about these issues and to keep them, let's say, like a puppy or like a kitten for all their life. No, they don't have these
Yes.
feelings or these needs of an adult, and they get
course.
frustrated because they can get frustrated as well.
Yes.
So we have these two sides, no, the prevention of a lot of diseases, and also
For the
a guarantee of a better behavior
Yes.
for our pets.
Of course, and as you mentioned, Dr. Eliani, some of the pets usually are different when they get older, so senior pets are different. So Dr. Gustavo, what do you think we need to take care of our older or senior pets? They have different needs, so how can we take care of them?
Well, in general, we love all pets, but senior pets are one of our favorites, no?
Yes.
And because
They stayed a very long time with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
After 10, 12, 13, 15 years, they are a very important part of our family, no? Of course, our pets are important, but it's not the same.
It's a lot of memories.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly,
of
no?
course.
It's really important. I mean, senior pets as human need to go in a different way as young persons or young pets to the vet. Okay.
Yes.
Our advice is taking at least 2 times per year. Okay. We used to run a different test. Okay. We have a special blood test. Okay.
Yes.
According the pet and according the age. Okay.
Yes, of course.
Also, it's important to know that this is the age for starting with the degenerative disease, okay?
Yes.
Like in us, you know, pets also starting with joint issues, with heart issues, and maybe this is the age to starting to do special image tests, and also special blood tests, different than...
Of course, because we even notice that senior pets usually become less active, so you notice them laying around mostly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Of course, they have different pathologies regarding the of course, age, breed, and the species. Okay?
Yes.
It's not the same a German Shepherd with 12 years than a cat with 15 years, you know?
Yes.
We have some keys to check, okay? Thyroid hormones, or heart disease, or a spine problem, you know?
Yes, of course.
Even also, now we're starting to see some mental issues, and we have medication. We have the way to
prevent.
Make the diagnosis, to recognize mental
Yes.
disease, and also to treat.
Yes, of course, there is very huge development in technology as well as medicine
Yes,
to help
yes,
our
yes.
pets. Yes, of course. And Dr. Eliani, because summer here in Kuwait, it's very hot. So what do you tell our dear viewers who are watching? How can they take care of their pets during summer occasions and season?
I would like to, regarding this matter, I would like to have a special attention in the flat face breeds. Okay.
Yes.
We have a lot of flat face breeds, and we have a lot of dogs with long hair, let's say husky or chow chow, that are breeds that are not meant to be in Kuwait, you know. So when you have a pet of this kind,
they need AC, air conditioning.
They
and
should.
This is very important.
I would like to do from here to calling for the people to think twice before to get any of these pets, because every summer we see a lot of casualties. Okay, we lost a lot of pets for heat strokes, and a lot of skin issues can be going on also in these long hair breeds, because this is not the natural environment. We put them there, they didn't choose it, and at the end we need to take special care of these.
Yes, of course, they need to be indoors, of course. They can't be staying outdoors for long hours. Even us humans, we can't really take the heat.
And also this is something that you need to think, that you have a dog that maybe needs a lot of activity, but when it's summer, that is a lot of long time, it's going to be locked at home. So the heat should be avoided, you know, walks on the night, be very careful to don't keep it there so long. But especially we have these breeds that it needs to be even taken care double than the other ones.
Of course.
Because they are predisposed to have problems on the breathing, and again, in the other case, problems on the skin, that in the summer is a very bad period for them. So it's a period of time that we can enjoy, but for them it's not.
It's not really fun. Yes.
That much. They should have a special care to have them fit for that time. You know, to have it then, try to keep them a little bit more thin than in the rest of the year, and avoid in any case to take long walks and to stay outdoors.
Of course, even their walks should be later at night when it's a little bit colder.
You need to be ready for that.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, doctors. It's a pleasure to have you with us on Hello Kuwait, and hopefully we'll have you again to talk more about this issue.
Inshallah. Thank you very much for the kind invitation.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. It's our pleasure to have you with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Dear viewers, we had with us Dr. Gustavo Marcadis, veterinarian. Also, we had Dr. Eliani Gamonal, veterinarian as well. Well, let's move on to our next report. It's about human rights. Let's have a look at it. Stay tuned.